Hello, welcome to Cake Journal. My name is Sydney, and today we're going to be making easy, no-bake pumpkin cheesecake bars. We're also going to be making a homemade whipped cream to go along with it, so stay tuned and let's get started. So we're going to first start off with the crust of the cheesecake. So what we're going to need is a large bowl, and then what you're going to want to do is pulverize your graham crackers. So this is what I have right now for you guys. And you're just going to take around 2 sleeves of graham crackers and put it in your large bowl. Okay, so after that, we're gonna put in our brown sugar. I use a half cup of it, so it really makes the crust give a little sugary flavor, so I like that. Okay, what you're gonna wanna do with all of that is mix it with your hands. If you want to, you can mix it with a spoon, but I prefer the hands so it can get all mixed in there. It really doesn't take too long to do that. All right, so that is that. So the next thing and the last thing you want to add to your crust is some butter. So this is 14 tablespoons. So what you want to do is melt the butter. So you're going to put that in the microwave. I usually do for about 1 minute or so. All right, so that's all done. So you're gonna take your butter and a fork or like a spatula, and you're just gonna place all the butter in there. And then we wanna get every little piece of it. And then what you're gonna do is just stir that until the crust is a little bit, kind of like I would say clay texture, so you can like easily mold it and form it, so. Make sure the butter is fully incorporated in with the brown sugar and the graham crackers. Alrighty, so once that's fully incorporated, it should look something like this, a little bit darker brown, and what we're gonna do with that is press that firmly into a pan. So I have this guy right here, circle pan. You can use a square pan, it's really up to you. You wanna lightly grease that. And then next thing you're gonna do is easily just put it in the pan. Can have some fun with it. Press it down in the pan and give it like a nice flat surface. Make sure it's as even as possible. So after you're done firmly pressing that into the pan, what you're gonna wanna do is put that in the freezer for about 20 minutes. Let the crust get a little bit hard, and you can put the cream cheese mixture over it without the cream cheese mixture blending with the graham crackers. After you're done firmly pressing the graham cracker mixture into the pan, what you're gonna wanna do is put it in the freezer for about 20 minutes or so. Make sure it gets firm and hard, and make sure the cream cheese mixture doesn't blend with the graham crackers. So you can put this in the freezer. So while that's freezing, we can make the whipped cream that will go on top of the cheesecake. It really complements the whole dish, and it's really easy and simple to make, and you can say that you made your own whipped cream. What I did is chilled my metal bowl for about 10-15 minutes. It's really up to you, just to make sure that it gets the whole cold, it stays cold, and the mixture will be able to be whipped properly. The whipped cream is really simple to make. All you're gonna need is a cup of heavy whipping cream. Put that in the bowl, and then you're gonna need 2 tablespoons of sugar. So what you're gonna wanna do is take your hand mixer and mix for about 5 minutes until the mixture is stiff and whipped cream-like consistency. All right, so the whipped cream is now stiff, and you can actually put it on the cream cheese mixture whenever you're finished. So it should look like this. You can take the test and see if it's done by flipping it upside down. I highly don't recommend doing that though if you don't think it's ready. So when you're done making the whipped cream, I highly recommend keeping it in a airtight container, and keep it in the fridge. You can mix it whenever you're ready to use it again, and whenever you're ready to serve it to your guests. So we can put that in the fridge. Alrighty, so now you should be ready to start making your pumpkin cheesecake mixture. What you're gonna need is another chilled bowl. I like to use a medium-sized bowl for this. Kept it in the fridge also for a little bit. Here it is. And so that's what you're gonna need. You can also chill your mixers again if you want to. It's really up to you. So now we're gonna get started in making the cheesecake, the fun part. So first things first, we're gonna add the cream cheese to the bowl. Very important part. So we have 1 package of cream cheese, 8 ounces. So we can just plop that in there. Next, you're gonna wanna add 1 cup of pumpkin puree. So we're just gonna add that to the mixture. Also, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Okay, now we're gonna mix all of these together, and then we're gonna add in the spices that complement the pumpkin really well. So we're gonna take our handy dandy hand mixer again, and we're gonna stir that for about 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes, really up to you, till it looks a little creamier. All right, once you get it to like a light orange color, that's when you can start adding the extra spices that gives it that extra oomph. So what you're gonna wanna add is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Next we have 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Next you're gonna wanna add 1 teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger right into that. Then 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then that's basically it. And now you're gonna mix that all up until it's creamy. Once in a while, you can just take your spatula, and mine is a dude, and then you can just scrape the edges, make sure everything's incorporated. All right, so once that's light and creamy, you're gonna wanna scrape the edges again, and it's ready to go on top of the crust that's been sitting in there for about 20 minutes in the freezer. So it's all ready to go. I have this one pre-made from last night, you know, very prepared. And all you're gonna do with this is just literally spread it on there. It's very simple, really easy. Just plop all of it on there. And you're just gonna evenly get it over the crust. So once that's all evenly spread out, you can like tap it a little bit, get it all set up and ready to go and set in the fridge for a little bit. I typically do it for an overnight process, so I'll make this at night, have it ready in the morning. So you can just place that in the fridge, let that rest and get it all set and firm. And lucky for me, I made this last night, so we have a finished product, and this is what it looks like when it's all done. And it's a little bit more firm. It's ready to get cut up in squares, bars. You can even cut it up like a pie or a cheesecake. It's really up to you. Square pans, circle pans, really again up to you. So it's ready to be cut, put some whipped cream on top, and ready to go and ready to be eaten. So a little tip that I have for you guys for the whipped cream, instead of just putting it on and just dolloping it, well, I have an easy trick for you. All you need is a Ziploc bag and then a tip of your choice. You don't even need a tip if you don't want to. I like to use like a baking tip, so it gives a nice cute pattern. All you're gonna wanna do though is take your Ziploc bag and create a little hole at the corner of it, big enough for the tip to go in it. And I usually just slide the tip in like this. So next you're just gonna take your whipped cream and just put it in the bag. Usually I have a person help me hold the bag for me. Once you have that in the bag, what you're gonna do, you can either zip it or it's really up to you, and you're gonna push it to the bottom so it's ready to come out of the tip. So what you're gonna do is just easily squeeze it on there. Like that, and you're just gonna do that to all of them. Very simple, very easy, gives it a nice touch to the dish. Alright guys, so once you're done adding the whipped cream, you should be all finished with your dish. If you want to, you can add some grated nutmeg for some garnish. But thank you again so much for watching Cake Journal. You can check us out on cakejournal.com for some more tutorials and some recipes. Also check us out on Pinterest and Facebook. Again, thanks so much for watching and see you next time.